Hi, my name is Mallory Perry. I'm a lead researcher at Research Schools International, and I'm so pleased to be working with you and with all of the fellows at Methodist Ladies College on this really terrific project looking at formative assessment. We're already deep in the middle of collecting data for the first phase, so I kind of wanted to talk through the project, what we're looking at, where we are, and where we're going with that. This phase of the project answers our first research question, which is what formative assessment practices are teachers currently using to support a growth-oriented approach to learning and academic achievement? We're at Research Schools International, we use a mixed methods approach, so we're going to be collecting data using surveys that you'll be looking at today, as well as some open response questions that teachers have actually already answered in the most recent fellows meeting. We asked teachers, in what ways is formative assessment part of your teaching? And we've already begun our analysis of that. So looking at these responses, we were already beginning to draw a picture of the areas in which teachers are really strong at using formative assessment in their class. Our analysis is based in grounded theory, so we approach the responses of the teachers with an open mind, but with our research question in mind as well. And by circling over and over the responses, we're able to see patterns and themes and pull those out of the teachers' responses. Next, we're going to be using the surveys to build on these findings, and our surveys are intended to help us create scores for teachers that give us a small picture of the formative assessment that's going on in their classroom. So our survey will be asking questions about formative assessment in the teacher's own classroom, formative assessment in the classroom where they performed an observation, and also we'll be looking at their own growth-oriented attitude towards their own learning. Our analysis of the survey data is based on classical test theory. We're going to look at relevant questions we combine into scale scores for teachers, and we're going to look at these scores across the whole group of teachers. We'll look at averages and trends in these scores to help us understand the bigger picture of how formative assessment is being used at the school. By combining these open-ended responses as well as the survey scores, it gives us a much more holistic picture of formative assessment at Methodist Ladies College. In some research cases, an observation protocol might be used to evaluate formative assessment, but in this case, that would require a lot of training of the fellows, and just for our purposes, we've standardized this by having the teachers perform observation in whatever way is comfortable and useful for them, and then asking a standard set of questions through our survey. I think this hybrid approach is going to give us a really great picture of not only teachers' own perception of what's going on, but also their peers' perception. This data is going to help us to begin answering our next research question, which is how can Methodist Ladies College further deepen its formative assessment practices? Once we've completed this first phase of analysis and have a good picture of what's going on, I really look forward to working with you and with all the fellows on developing some methodology that we can use together to help focus on improving the formative assessment that's already going on in the classes. And I really look forward to your feedback. Thanks.